Buddy, I wanted to show you a feature of PowerSchool that you might not be aware of, and I had a couple teachers ask me about. Um, it's the seating chart design. You can actually create different layouts for your classes and copy them from class to class, and also have multiple layouts if your class has a lab or you want to be able to group your students in different ways. So the basic idea is that a layout, which those are all accessible right here under the drop down, a layout is completely separate from where the students are actually sitting. The layout is just the arrangement of the room. So right now I've got a layout called Felger Room, and I've got my students seated and saved. But if I want to, I can create a new layout, and I can start that from scratch. If I start from scratch, I can create a new way that my room might look and then fill in where my kids go there. And if I do that, say I throw in a couple kids and save it, now I can flip-flop back and forth between those two layouts, and I can have one of them available for groups, and I can have one of them available for my normal seating chart. One thing to be aware of is if you hit edit, one of these is going to be your default layout. And so whichever one you want it to go to as you're taking your attendance every day, you want to make sure to make that one your default underneath edit. Now, a neat thing is once you get your room set up as a layout the way you want it, you can use that in other classes. So let's say that I go to a different class here and I'm ready to create a layout, but I don't want to have to recreate the wheel and do it all over again. If you go to new layout, and instead of creating one from scratch, you can start from a pre-existing layout. And you can grab one of those from the current year, or you can go from a previous year. So if you set up a seating chart last year and you want to use the layout from that year, you can select a layout from that year. So here's a layout that I used last year. I can view it to preview and see what it looks like, see if it's the one that I want. Of course, it looks the same as mine this year because my room hasn't changed, but if we hit finish, now I've got that layout. And so as I go from class to class to class, I'm not dragging out new chairs every time. I'm simply copying in a new layout by using a pre-existing one. And then I can drag in my students and hit save. So now I actually have 3 different layouts in this class. If I had 3 different ways I wanted my kids to sit, and maybe I don't want this one anymore, I can just edit and delete. And edit and delete. So this is a useful feature Power Teacher or PowerSchool, and so if you have any questions, just shoot me or one of the ticks an email, and have a great school year.